Hello everyone, welcome back to Code to Commerce. I am Mayank Pratap Singh and today we will be diving into three design patterns: strategy, state and template design patterns. You must be thinking, why all three design patterns in one video? This is because they share a bit of similarities and some differences, and understanding them together will give us a holistic view of how to solve different types of problems in our code. Firstly, we have the strategy pattern. Here comes the definition. This pattern allows us to define a family of algorithms, encapsulate each one, and make them interchangeable. It is like having multiple strategies to tackle a problem and you can switch between them seamlessly. Now let's make it easy to understand. Imagine you are playing a video game where you can choose different characters, each with their own special abilities. The strategy pattern is like having these characters as strategies. You can switch between them depending upon the situation. For example, if you are up against a fast enemy, you might switch to a quick firing gun. If you are facing a tough enemy, you might switch to a powerful shotgun. Next, we have the state pattern. Here comes the definition. This pattern lets an object alter its behavior whenever its internal state changes. It is like having different states of a machine and its behavior changes depending upon which state it is in. Now let's make it easy to understand. This pattern is like changing how something behaves when it is in different moods. Imagine a traffic light. When it's green, cars go. When it's red, cars stop. Lastly, we have the template design pattern. This pattern defines the skeleton of an algorithm in the superclass and lets subclasses override specific steps of the algorithm without changing its structure. It is like having a blueprint for a task, but you can customize parts of it to suit different scenarios. Now let's make it easy to understand. This pattern is like following a recipe for cooking. The recipe gives you the basic steps like mixing ingredients or baking, but you can customize it by adding your own flavors or processes. Now, let's see how we can use these patterns in our daily applications with some code examples. We will start with the strategy pattern. Here is a simple example where we have different payment strategies for an online food ordering system. We have an interface payment strategy, and there are two payment strategies: credit card payment or PayPal payment. Now we have a context class shopping cart which needs reference of a payment strategy. This means that when shopping cart gets instantiated, then user or the client can easily decide the mode of payment strategy using which they would be able to pay the order. This way of choosing a strategy to decide the mode of payment comes under the umbrella of strategy design pattern. Now let's enhance this code by adding the state pattern. We will create a simple state machine for managing the order process. Here we have different states of order like new order state, shipped order state, and delivered order state. Using a context class order, we can easily change the state using setState method. In main class, order object is getting used to place a new order, then ship that order and ultimately deliver that order. All this is done by changing the state of the same order using setState method. Now, you might be thinking, what is the difference in state pattern and strategy design pattern? Both of them are changing something, but where is that thin line? Let me tell you. So here is the key difference. In strategy pattern, we set the payment strategy using either PayPal or credit card. This allows us to choose different algorithms, which are the payment methods, to achieve the same goal, which is of making a payment. On the other hand, in the state pattern, we are not switching between different algorithms. Instead, we are changing the behavior of an object based on its internal state. For example, in the order processing system, the state changed from new to shipped to delivered, and the behavior of the object also changed accordingly. Finally, let's incorporate the template design pattern. We will create a template for processing orders in our online food ordering systems. In the given example, the recipe class acts as the template. It has a method makeRecipe that outlines the general steps of making a dish, like preparing ingredients, cooking, and serving. Each step is represented by an abstract method that subclasses implement. The pizza recipe and pasta recipe classes are the subclasses that extend the recipe class. They override the abstract methods to provide specific implementations for preparing ingredients, cooking, or serving for pizza or pasta. In the example here, in simple terms, template pattern provides a template for preparing any dish. Now, whatsoever the common processes are for making a pizza or a pasta, they both can leverage the template design pattern to allow all the common steps involved in the making of a pizza or a pasta. The template pattern provides a fixed structure for an algorithm, but all its subclasses can customize some certain parts of it. In the example, both pizza recipe and pasta recipe follow the same basic steps outlined in the recipe class. Also, they provide their own implementation for preparing ingredients, cooking, and serving based on the specific dish which is being made. That's it. Now, let's talk about the differences between these patterns and their pros and cons. Strategy pattern focuses on algorithm interchangeability. The state pattern handles object behavior changes based on the internal state, and the template pattern provides a blueprint for algorithmic structure. Each pattern has its own strengths and weaknesses. For example, the strategy pattern promotes code reusability, but it also introduces complexity. The state pattern simplifies state-specific behavior, but it can also lead to many subclasses. And the template pattern can provide flexibility, but it may limit some customization. Now we have it. I have now explained strategy, state, and template design patterns in detail with brief explanation and examples. Along with that, we have also discussed their pros and their cons along with their similarities and differences. That's it. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with the latest videos. See you in the next episode.